So I want to remove this clutch, and I don't have a clutch removal tool. Clutch tool, it has 3 pins that go here, here, and here. Because first thing, get some junk mail that has a window on it to locate the 3, where the 3 holes are going to be. There, there, there. So there's the 3 dots. I was thinking a couple of different ways. There's drill 3 holes in this and just extend a nut and bolt in those 3 positions and use this as a lever. Or have a socket. We'll grab a socket that won't be the right size, a sacrificial socket. It would go in the middle, and then cut pieces of a rod and just weld it to the 3 sides. Because this piece of metal fits perfectly. And this is actually the right size. This socket diameter is perfect. And then I could use a wrench on the inside there. 9/16. I hate sacrificing sockets. Sorry for the noise. I'm doing the laundry. So this is my first iteration. I try to get the holes just right, which is hard to do really. I ended up using a milk bottle. I just cut a piece of a milk bottle off so I could see through it, and then use that to be the template. Drilled out the holes. Now these 3 line up perfectly. This would absolutely work. But can I leave well enough alone? Maybe I can, because with this you have to jam up the cylinder with a rope so it can't turn. But I'm thinking now that I got a good template, I could jam pins in there and then just find a socket that goes in between. See, that one's a little loose. But then I could weld it easier, because this will hold it for me. So I took the pattern and a piece of 2x4, drilled the holes, and then I pushed the pins. I cut pins off of, so I pushed 3 pins that I cut off from that piece of wire, and then I welded a socket to it. And there it is. Pretty messy. I think it's solid. Anyway, now that goes on here. Pretty good fit. Perfect fit, actually. And now, let's see if I could spin this thing off with a impact driver. I'll use my my old Harbor Freight impact driver. Make sure it's going clockwise. Be on. Ready? Well, it didn't break, but it ain't coming off. If it's on there perfect, might need my other impact after all. Damn, it's not budging. Let me get my other impact wrench. So this one might spin faster. And I am turning it right. Okay, let's try it. That did it! No, it broke something. Oh shit. Oh no, it unscrewed. That's what it does. That part unscrewed. I gotta put this thing together properly now. I gotta take it out to fix it. Yeah, it just drops in there. One. I'd have to take the dumb springs off. And there's a washer. Push this down. That thing was on tight. Washer. And the clutch drum. There's a little bit of wear, the clutch drum, the sprocket. Put that there. Hands are dirty, but here's the bearing. I could use some grease. Anyway, the tool worked. It worked. Took a lot of force to get that to unscrew, and it held solid. So that's it. I'll put the springs back on the clutch and have that fixed. So anyway, that's it. I call that a success. This thing's been a pain. I got 2 of the springs in, 1 spring to go, and I made this device. This is a stainless steel wire going through PVC. I was using that as a handle. And I have to pull the spring and stretch it. And the problem is the stainless steel wire, even though it's pretty stiff, it wants to straighten out, and the hook I made on the end, it just pulls out the hook. So I made a bigger hook, put a zip tie around the top of it so it won't pull out. And the spring is made so the edge of it will not go in the hole. So I made a screwdriver with a notch in it. So I got to pull with one hand, about 30 or 40 pounds pull. And then when it's close to the hole, the edge of the spring, I got to push the bottom of the spring so it'll go in the freaking hole. I'm sure the Echo dealer has a tool and doesn't do it by hand, because these are so tough. And the last one is harder. Oh, the first thing I did was put a zip tie around the whole thing to hold it together. With this screw on, with the center piece on the top. But the last one, to see how big that gap is compared to these other ones. So it's a bigger area. I got to stretch the spring. And I got to pull 30 or 40 pounds with one hand, pushing the spring with the other hand with its freaking screwdriver. Damn. See, the hook pulled out. So, what I rigged up here is a holder for this. This nail goes right in between there. And it goes under this washer. Like so. Then I put the string on the spring. And then I use a screwdriver as a fulcrum. I think this might work. And I also need this push screwdriver. So now I just pull. It's very easy. Thing is amazingly stubborn. It's right over the hole now. Is it in? It's in! First try! Woo-hoo! Pull the string out. There we go. Man, was that... wasted so much time when I could have done it the smart way like this. Anyway, that's it.